Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear on this Friday morning as we get ready for our Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to probably do it 2 or 3 times a day and wish all your moms out there a very happy Mother's Day. Hope you get treated royally on your special day. It's got our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Highway 77. High today, 83, low 71. And our water temperature did drop a couple of degrees down to 79, so it dropped 2 degrees. So that's not a big deal as far as the overall picture. Our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. I hope all of y'all have some good outside plans for the weekend. We're looking at the Apalachicola of Bluntstown, 7.4, and a very good steady drop right there. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, we're looking at a 4.8. It has gotten below 5 foot, which is a really good sign. So I've said it all week long, the rivers are going to be in really good shape this weekend. There's going to be a lot of brim caught this weekend, I can promise you that. Tide chart strong. This is brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. I mean, really strong tides today and tomorrow. Low is right from midnight, and then it's going to come in all the way till after lunch, about 1:27. So you got the incoming tide, and it's going to be a good morning of fishing tomorrow morning, especially as you get ready for the as you go out and get ready for that tide coming in. Now, marine forecast south-southeast at about 9. So that's a steady breeze, but not too strong. So you're going to have some good fishing tomorrow morning for all you folks going Saturday morning fishing. All right, that takes care of our weather. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's start this segment off by mentioning this. It's the end of the week for Teacher Appreciation Week. It's always a special time, and I, like most of y'all, have had some really good teachers in my past. My favorite teacher today now, of course, is my daughter Wendy. She teaches 6th grade world history up at Charlotte Middle School with a faculty of 18 people at the school. It's a small country school, and we always send her something for teacher appreciation. But I want to, it's always meant a lot to me, teachers have, and I want to mention this. We started in 1994 over at Moser, our outdoor education class. I talked to the kids in the class about let's do something. At that time, I wasn't doing much for teachers at all. I said, how many of y'all have a good teacher? Everybody raised their hand, or at least 1 or 2 good teachers. So I said, let's do a fish fry. I said, they've never had a fish fry here at Mosley. And I said, we're outdoor people. And folks, we actually brought in brim and catfish and all on a Friday. And we told the faculty at the time, we're going to do a faculty fish fry in appreciation, and we started it then. And then, of course, you can imagine the first couple of years, we were behind the gym. I had a kid, and then I got 1 or 2 coaches help. I thought they knew how to cook fish. They were burning the catfish over here. You know how you get the grease too hot. And they didn't know, it wasn't a disaster, it was a challenge. But the teachers really appreciated it because some of the moms made some baked beans and coleslaw. So we had a spread way back in the 90s, and each year it just got better and better. Well, today, even when I retired, I tell you how good it got. Every year, beginning of school, on the first day, all the faculty members would come to me and they didn't say, hey, Winston, how was your summer and all? They would come, hey, Winston, when's the fish fry going to be? And I said, it's going to be sometime in April or May. But that's how good it really got. And now, it's a big production, and now instead of us doing it, and the outdoor ed kids helped out all, but now they're sort of taken away from us as far as outdoor ed kids, and they do it under the week, and the school itself does it. It's still the outdoor ed cookout. We started, and they do it at the outdoor ed complex, and we fry. We get help from Tarpon Dock Seafood. We fry grouper and shrimp, and had all the spreads and all, and it is much appreciated. So anyway, that's what we do for our faculty, and I'm going today. We'll be up there today having a fish fry for our Mosley faculty in appreciation of that. So I just wanted to mention and give a good shout out. Also, let's look at some pictures right here. I've got, speaking of catfish, check this. This is Luke Reeder, okay, with a couple from Choctawhatchee on the Choctawhatchee River trip. Larry Brown sent these pictures here. That's some fine catfish right there. That'll feed 2 or 3 teachers. All right. Be aware of this now. Baiting is now officially legal for Alabama deer and hog hunters. You know, all the years past, you could not do any kind of baiting. Some Florida people got in trouble because they used to think it was legal just because you did it here, you could do it there. But now Now you can. It is now officially legal to bait deer and hog in Alabama. All right? How about old Blake Sutherland? Frogs at night and brim during the day. The river never disappoints, and Blake is a good outdoorsman, obviously. And every year I show some of the frogs he gets. Now, isn't that some good? Look at that. That's just a great picture. Good job, Blake Sutherland, the Sutherland family. This is Larry Brown over on Choctawhatchee River. He limited out on trout, but only kept one. He kept a 19-inch trout and a 25-inch red, and that's more than enough for supper. Okay, Stacy Reeder and his son Luke went catfishing. That was Stacy Reeder and son Luke last week and caught some channel cats. But that's a nice mess, right? They caught a lot more. And let me mention this too. Larry fishes almost on a regular basis, and what he does, he said, make sure and mention. We've talked about it before. When you're releasing these speckled trout and all, make sure your hands are wet and all. A lot of times they're very sort of tender fish, and if you just grab them and this and squeeze them and pull them off all that, chances of them making is not good. So really be gentle on your releasing, because he's noticing now less trout off that Choctawhatchee River system and the Bay system than he's seen ever. And so he wanted me to mention that to y'all. That's a very good, valid point. Okay, turtle nest time. This is from Deb Crumknocker, one of our loyal viewers. Good afternoon, Winston. Thought this might be interesting because it is so important for the people in the Panhandle to be aware. There are a lot of dedicated people that get up early every morning for turtle nesting season to patrol the beaches to try and educate and protect the little turtle hatchlings. They have an amazing and dangerous journey from the nest to adulthood. And here's a picture. Marty, that's the first nest they have found, and they've marked it. The first nest this year. This is down at Cape San Blas, and you can see what they're doing. They're putting a wire over it to keep out the predators, and then they're going to mark it and protect it. And they look every morning for these, and they do a good job. So thank you, Deb, for sending that, and good work, all you folks doing that right there. Okay, I think I just showed this one, okay? And that's a better picture. That shows how big these are right here. All right, that's a flathead and some big channel cat. This is on a negative note, but this is aggravating. Candy Hines, I know Candy and her husband Russell live, in fact, they don't live too far from me up there in Southport. Stolen out of our barn. If anyone tries to sell you a Pelican Mustang kayak, 10 foot or so, okay, right there, that's been stolen up there in Southport. And that's a shame, because they got hammered. They lost their whole home. They lost their whole house in the hurricane. As you can imagine how they feel, and then have a shed and then the kayak stolen from it. And that leads me to this point here. The driving here has been atrocious. I saw something yesterday talking about a lot of times these are just, well, you know what kind of people these are. I watched someone yesterday. I watched 4 people run a red light. I sat there where 390 hit 77. I sat there in awe as the light changed, and they just kept on going. And the 4th one was a big old dump truck, and he was just tailing right behind the other one, because he knew that the people weren't going to pull out in front of him. It was just like a big old bullet. And I sat there, I got disgusted looking at it. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. So I keep talking about the traffic. It's atrocious. And it is dangerous out there. There's a wreck every day on 231. You don't see much in the news. Usually 2 a day on 231. 77 is bumper to bumper. I know you folks up there in the smaller towns maybe not getting hit this hard, but here in the Panama City area, it is something else. So drive careful. I tell you that every weekend. Drive careful and watch out for these out-of-town fools that are driving and think they own everything around here. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Getting ready for our big Mother's Day drawing, but first I want to show some pictures of my late mom, Katie Lou Mills Chester. She was special. I hope I don't get choked up talking about this stuff. She was a really special mom. I told Gail, I said, I'm always talking about my dad on the show. I hardly ever mention my mom. It's simply because it's an outdoor show, and Dad always did more hunting and fishing than my mom did. But she loved to fish. Her mom loved to fish, and we did have some good times in the outdoors. But she was just one of those moms that was just, she was one to make sure we got up and got to church all the time and read the Bible to us. And also, I've got a series of about 3 or 4 old fuzzy pictures I pulled out last night to just show you my mom, and she's not with us anymore, but wow. This first picture, this is the earliest picture I could find. Okay, this is my dad holding, this is me, my dad's holding me, and that's my brother Wayne, and that's my mom way back at the old Chester place down at the old Robert Brent place. That's before, that was the earliest black and white picture I could find of our family of 4. And then, let's see, that's another picture of it. And then we'll get on up in there at about, this was Easter. We used to get dressed up for Easter. This is one of my all-time favorite pictures because my dad, he didn't make much money, but he loved to have us make sure we had a good, safe car. And that old 57 Chevrolet was my all-time favorite. That's me and my brother Wayne, my late brother Wayne, and that was just one of my favorite pictures. Mom and Dad years ago, and then here's when Gail and I, they were in the kitchen and all. Mom and Dad were getting ready. We were doing a fish fry, and I had to get Gail in there, and I was a little fuzzy and all. And then Mom and Dad at their 50th wedding anniversary there in Quincy, and I think one of the hardest, well, I know the hardest thing my mom ever went through was losing my brother, her oldest son, Wayne, on June 24th, 1989 in a truck accident. And it's always tough after that. That was a heartbreaking time, but what a wonderful mom. I just want to give a shout out, to her and all you moms out there. I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. So with that being said, let's look at what we got in here real quick. Gail did most of this stuff, okay? Okay, all right. This is my very last pink Panhandle outdoor cap, and I promise you we're going to get some more stuff. Y'all ask me all the time, and we're going to get this squared away as far as T-shirts and all that. Okay, floating pliers, okay. Let's see. This is just some outdoor, some stuff that Gail thought y'all would like. I don't even know what that is. What is that, Jeff? Sticker things? Chocolate candies. You know that we all like chocolate, okay. How about a Panhandle outdoor coffee cup, and on the inside of it a $50 gift certificate to the Trinity side, okay? That's down there. Brad donated this to our Mother's Day basket, so you tell them thanks down there at Sunjammers. That's the little ladies' boutique, part of Sunjammers, okay? Let's go on in. How about one of these scented candles from Sunjammers? That's cool. And let's see, we got more stuff in here. I got so much stuff in here, I don't know what it is. Let's see. That is something. All is well. All is well. And Mom always is happy when all is well. And then a pen visor. And then you got now I did put these in here, a badonkadonk, okay, and a pink mirror. We had to do some outdoor stuff, okay? And then let's see, of course, we want to end up with some nice flowers. Y'all like those? And some floating pliers. Okay, that's our Mother's Day basket. All right, here we go. And let's go ahead and get ready. We'll pack all this stuff up later. Okay, let's draw. This is, now, Gail took all the men name out of here, so this is all ladies. So there's not that many. I expect more ladies being here. And the winner of the Mother's Day basket in the year 2019 is going to be Shelly Walding. Shelly Walding, okay? Congratulations. While we're here, let's go ahead and pick out our winners for the $20 gift certificate and red snapper from Tarpon Dog. So you know what we can say is that it's going to be all female cast today. So ladies going to win this one. $20 gift certificate going to go to Diane Chambers from Apalachicola. $20 gift certificate, Diane. And the winner of the big red snapper is going to be from Telogia, Helen Whitehead. Congratulations, Miss Whitehead. All right. That's pretty good now. I think we're all set there. I tell you what, we're going to do an extended version of our famous Friday fishing forecast. We've got a lot of stuff to go over, so we'll go on up there and get started. So let's take our break a little bit early and come back for our fishing report. Welcome back to our famous Friday fishing forecast. We have a lot to go over today, and I ask y'all for suggestions and criticism, whatever. I do want to thank you. I got one right here from Michael Williams. I'm going to read it to you, and we're going to talk about it. Hey, Coach, I have a suggestion for a show topic. We live in Mariana and only began fishing in the bay system a couple of years ago. We obviously have a lot to learn. I've heard you mention on the show that the wind blowing from different directions has an impact on the tides, making them higher or I guess lower. You also made recommendations on where to fish based on the direction from the wind that is blowing that day. Will you please address, or if a guest come on, explain how the winds impact tides? that's a great question, Michael, and I really appreciate you mentioning that because a lot of times I assume a lot that we know what I'm talking about, and if I move to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they're talking about the winds out there, I wouldn't know. I'd want somebody to explain it to me too. So here we go. What's going on with the wind, and the hurricane was a good example of it. When it's blowing, 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 it's sort of pushing. If you can imagine, if you have a big bowl of water in front of you, a dishpan full of water, and you can blow, keep blowing, put it in a fan, and keep blowing on it, it's going to push it up against the side. Well, the same thing happens, and I tell you what I'm going to use. I thought about this last night. I'm going to use my house as an example because I observe it every day there. And okay, so here's north, of course, at the top of the page, all right? And, okay, this is Lynn Haven, okay? I'm going to move on in. Okay, this is the northern part. In fact, I'm going to show y'all where I live, okay? This will clear on up in a second. These dots right here, this is my house right here, okay? So the wind is coming this way. Now it's been blown all the way up through San Andrews Bay, okay? So that south wind, which is the predominant wind, is keep blowing stuff up. So on a high tide, we're going to get a lot more water coming up in here, okay? Now if you're fishing in a boat, it's going to be rougher, but there's going to be more water. And the bait fish, that's the key to it. That's where the bait fish go that way. The bait fish are just sort of being blown around. I mean, they don't mind. They just sort of go with the wind and with the tide flows. So the tide's coming in, the wind's blowing, and you can transfer that to Choctawhatchee Bay. You can transfer that to the Apalachicola Bay, any of our bay system. So that wind just keeps pushing. On the other hand, especially in wintertime, the predominant wind is coming out of the north. So you can imagine, you can imagine if it's coming out of the north now, it's coming this way. And it's not uncommon. Let me zoom on in. It's not uncommon, okay? Let me see, where's my house right here? The trees are gone, these trees are gone now. But you can imagine, see the water right here? We get that north wind on low tide, the water line is right here. This is all dry, okay? It might be hard to believe for some inland folks, but this is all dry because of that north wind and low tides. So that's good fishing because what it does, it'll concentrate the fish in the holes. So a lot of fishermen, especially, and I know in Apalachicola Bay, a lot of fishermen like to go ahead and concentrate on those low tides because the fish and the bait are going to get in the hole. There's not much fish, as much bait fish in the wintertime as there is in the summertime there. So that basically explains it. I hope you understand it. And you can catch fish in either situation. Just be aware of what's going on with it, okay? So put that in there. Now, I also want to, Mike Fuller mentioned this on was it Facebook on my webpage? YouTube. Okay, and Mike Fuller lives in Clayton, Georgia, and watches on YouTube, and he sent me a message on YouTube, and Jeff gave it to me a while ago. They're coming down next week to State Park, the San Andrews State Park, and camping and fish, and he wants to know where to surf fish. Well, Mike, you're right there on top of it. I would stay right there at the state park the first couple of days and fish right there in the surf, and you can't fish off the pier because it's not there, but surf fish up and down that area and also fish off the rocks. But surf fishing would be ideal in that area. Now, if you're not doing good the first couple of days, I would go and load my stuff up and go down to the west end of the beach. Go down to the west end of the beach and try that. And there are all kind of public accesses. Okay, I don't know what. Okay, so we've talked about this before. About the whole Gulf of Mexico. So anyway, that answered two questions there. Also, the big thing I want to talk about, is brim fishing. Okay, again, brim fishing is right now, this weekend and next week is to me the ideal. Out of the 52 weeks a year, I think you're going to have more chance of catching brim than any time of the year. Okay. So brim fishing, and we're going to go to Howard's Creek. We're going to fish Humphrey Slough. We're going to get up there to Hooper Lake and go and try to go. We're just going to go up and down the river and get up on those sloughs. So river fishing, crickets and worms, as simple as that. Good, simple fishing. And also, let's jump back to saltwater. This is a very, very good year on pompano. Now, I was talking to Scott Lindsay yesterday, and Scott has been pompano fishing a very, very long time since he was a young man. Scott's an old man now. So we talk a lot about fishing, but he said this year, he remembered about 4 or 5 years ago was a great run, a spring run on Pompano. He said this is one of the best runs we've had. He lives on the west end of the beach and he sees it every day. Now we did mention, we did see, we had a mutual friend, someone else saw a commercial guy. This is legal to do. He caught 96 pompano surf fishing, 96 pompano, and of course he had a license to do it, but that knocks a hole in it real quick. But anyway, it is what it is, okay? And what else I have written down? Larry Brown on the Choctawhatchee River he's had the Choctawhatchee River system, Choctawhatchee Bay system has been steady. Again, I want to mention what he said about the speckled trout. He's not seeing as many speckled trout as he used to. And remember what Captain Roy said. He used to catch a 5-pounder on almost every trip he went on several years back. They're not doing that kind of stuff anymore. So be aware of that. Also, I got a call from last night from Travis Bassford, and Travis wanted me to pass on to you the triggerfish quota has been caught. Triggerfish season is going out May the 11th. Now, it's sort of catching everybody by, a lot of people didn't know this, and Travis is good. Here's what bothers me about this whole deal, is the information they're getting to us. Travis is in law enforcement. He called me just because he knows we have a TV show and he wants y'all to know it. I've been real disappointed in the information the last year or two I've been getting from FWC. They're just like, we don't exist anymore, and they don't ever send us anything as far as information like that. We need to pass it on to you. And I've been really disappointed with the FWC as far as their getting us stuff to get to you. On hunter safety course, I try to dig this stuff up, and sometimes it's hard to find on a website, but I think there's a hunter safety course coming up pretty soon here locally in the Panhandle. So anyway, this kind of stuff, they need to sort of let us know. But thank you, Travis, for letting us know. Okay, I got to wrap it up. Fishing this weekend is going to be excellent. Great tides, the river system in great shape. By all means, get out there and get on the water in any way you can. And again, happy Mother's Day to all you wonderful ladies who do such a tremendous job. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.